welcome everybody. I'm Chris Kassir, President of Northwestern, and want to welcome you all to our annual Service and Appreciation Day, which will be followed by our Summer Jam Festival later this afternoon. This is a really important and exciting time each year for Northwestern as we advance our Serve Healthy mission. As you know, we're a premier health sciences university creating a healthier world. We live healthy in our clinics, we learn healthy in our university programs, and today we serve healthy by helping other organizations in our community. When we help advance their mission, we advance our own. So in advance, thank you all for the incredible work you're about to do today. We have an exciting list of organizations that we're serving, and I just want to read a few of the names because for me, when I went over it, it was probably the most impactful experience to start my day, was to look at all of the work we're about to do to help others. So I may leave one or two out, and I apologize in advance, but they're no less important than everyone on the list. So, the Aliveness Project, Books for Africa, Cards for Kids, Cornerstone, Feed My Starving Children, Gilda's House, Inner City Christian Ministries, Knitting Baby Hats for Kids, Infants with Cancer, Pacer, Penn Lake Library, Pillsbury House, Presbyterian Homes, Project Linus, our own Northwestern Health Sciences University. Give those organizations a round of applause, and you as well. While the numbers are still building, today we have over 220 people, faculty, staff, students, friends, members of our community, helping to advance our mission and serve others. We expect to provide close to 900 hours of community service today. What an extraordinary gift to all of those around us. And again, an incredible way to advance our Serve Healthy mission. So, round of applause for everyone. We're also really honored and excited to have joining us today our new colleague and friend, Chef Marshall O'Brien, who you may know from TV, but we also know him from the Chef Marshall O'Brien Group. And the Chef Marshall O'Brien Group is committed to nutrition on a mission. Did I get that right, Marshall? And nutrition on a mission is about helping advance a nutrition education agenda, teaching people about good food, healthy living, healthy eating, and how to optimize and remain resilient throughout your life. So I may have gotten that a little bit wrong, and Chef Marshall will make it right when he joins us. But please join me in welcoming Chef Marshall to the stage.
Thanks, Chris. When you're able to take care of yourself, you're better able to take care of the community that you're serving. And that's why we are here today, because we really want to see you succeed, not just today in doing these activities or in your studies, but when you get out to either having your own practice or working in a practice, we want you to be able to have the quality of life where you can be practicing yourself, on yourself, what you're possibly might be preaching to the people that you're making a difference with, that you're caring for, that you're helping rehabilitate, or whatever area that you get into. So, again, I'm just excited to be here. Real brief. Chris, thank you for the great introduction. I'm a chef, author, regular on television, but as Chris said, we're more than just a chef. We have a group, and our whole focus is to help all of you, kids and adults, students, lead happier, better quality lives through smart nutrition. And we do this in all sorts of ways. We're from working with organizations like the YMCA to helping over 5,000 child care providers with culinary training, nutrition education, reaching over 200 school districts, working with huge corporations from Medtronic to US Bank down to mom and pop shops, helping people perform better, again, and live a better quality life. You know, when I was in school, I was in college in the 90s. I was a personal trainer in college, and I was a spin instructor. So I thought I knew health and how to be fit and all that. And where I'm going with this is the information that you have today far outweighs what even people who were in the field 20 years ago know. So you should really be excited that you're here at Northwestern Health Sciences University with the support and the tools that you have to help advance you, not just on your own personal growth and journey, but into being able to making that impact in the community, in your profession, wherever your profession is going to be in that community, because you'll eventually go and be somewhere either in Minnesota or the Midwest or in the country, who knows. But it's an exciting time to be in your shoes. And again, I just really appreciate the opportunity to be part of your kickoff today. So it's just really a lot of fun. Am I talking too fast? I'm just excited to be here. All right, we've got about 20 after 8 now. Just think, in about an hour, when you're in school, when you're studying, what do you think about when it's about 9:30? Maybe you feel like this. Can anyone relate to this? Yes? Raise your hand. It's okay. We're not going to judge. All right. Which means there's probably half more of you going to raise your hand. Maybe you forgot to have breakfast. You were busy. You were just studying, working on a project last night. Maybe playing video games. I don't know. But you were busy, right? Got up quick. Oop. Maybe you did get something. How many of you enjoyed what we had today? Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Hold your applause. Hold your applause. Hold your applause. That's the slide 5. Hold on. Now, maybe you didn't get a chance to have breakfast like this, but you grabbed maybe the old infamous toaster strudel, or whatever they're called these days, right? And then you grab the caffeinated beverage because you're like, I'm kind of hosed come 9:30, right? And you find yourself going down the roller coaster. Who knows what I'm talking about? Raise your hand. Do a head nod. Oh, no, raise your hand and a head nod. Yeah, that roller coaster unfortunately sets us up for the day. Who knows what I'm talking about? Say yes. Yes. I've never done that before. That was kind of cool. All right. Yeah, unfortunately, this whole emotional, energetic roller coaster is very familiar for a lot of people. Now, I'm on the road a lot, whether it's doing TV appearances, doing trainings or presentations in the metro or greater Minnesota. And if I don't have a plan, and 99% of the time I do, but if I don't have a plan, I'm doing this. And then before I know it, it's not even noon and I'm doing this again. Okay? How many of you can relate to this? Yeah. So today, think about today. It's just one fun event. The sun's coming out. That's great. It's this one fun event to make a difference, to make an impact, like Chris was saying, with all those great organizations. And I want you to be thinking about, if I'm going to be in service, if I'm going to support these communities, what am I doing to take care of me and to support myself? All right? Does that make sense? Yes. Good. I want you to be thinking about that. We have so much stuff going on in our lives, and raise your hand if you're raise your hand if you're going to graduate this year. Okay, a handful of you. If you're going to graduate, 18. All right, so you're basically all studying, and you're putting all of this energy into getting this foundation from what you're doing in the health and wellness world. You're trying to get your foundation in place, and you need that energy. So I think, and it's safe to say that because of where you were going to school here, that you know just how important a good breakfast can be. I mean, at the end of the day, what you eat today, what you eat right now, is going to determine how your day is going to go. Who disagrees? Raise your hand. Okay. If you all raise your hand, I knew I was in trouble, but this is important. Very, very, very important. So, again, we had, from the feedback, a wonderful breakfast. Parmesan vegetable strata, curried sweet potatoes, cardamom ginger quinoa bowl, the berry ginger oat smoothie. Give yourselves a round of applause for enjoying breakfast today. I'd like to have Sharon come out, who is the kitchen manager for your cafeteria. You know, they didn't have to do this, but her and her team wanted to help you be able to be more effective and make more of an impact when you're out serving the community. So they said, hey, chef, what are foods that are going to help the students and the participants today have better mental clarity and more consistent energy, so they're not going up on that roller coaster. So I want to just thank Sharon. Come on up real quick. Thank you so much. Everybody loved the food. And again, because of Sharon's foresight and support from her staff to make a rockin' breakfast, you had a great breakfast today. So thank you so much for doing that. Really appreciate it. I'd like to talk broadly about food, and I'm going to apply it to the concepts of what we want you to be thinking about to incorporate into your life as it relates to the breakfast. I'll get specific. We'll kind of jump in and out. If anyone wants to comment on anything, you're certainly welcome to do so. The foods that you had today, I was sharing, I was talking with some of the tables, and I wanted to nudge you a little bit. I wanted to nudge you to see what was possible in having a great tasting meal that can actually help you and not just be something that you check off on the list, because I know you're busy, right? How many of you have a couple hours in the morning before you go to class and you have a latte, you read the paper, maybe you take a nice walk, or, no? Right, I get it. But I wanted to show you that with a little bit of planning and preparation, and I'm not saying you have to cook for 200 people. The beauty about what we put together, and you should have, there's individual recipes, and then recently there's a 4-page with all the recipes on the, or there's a 1-page with all 4 recipes on there. You could do these on the weekend with your classmates, with your family. You can prep these in advance, portion them, chill them, freeze them, whatever, have them later on in the week. I want you to think about, hey, if I'm trying to set myself up so I can be as effective as possible with people that I'm serving, whether it's through volunteering or through eventually to have a career, I got to take care of me. Because life, ladies and gentlemen, is not slowing down. And you can, if you want to, rely on someone else to prepare foods for you for the rest of your life. And I mean, how many of you have that luxury? I don't. My wife does. I'm raising my hand for her. But my point is, giving you that gift of giving yourself that gift of self-sufficiency and being able to prepare foods like this. And maybe I was really, I'll be honest with you, I was a little nervous walking in today. Because I thought, what if they don't like it? Well, you got to try something new, and the feedback I heard, they loved it, you loved it. And the point is I want you to be thinking about, how do I start nudging myself into this? You know, if it's chopping up vegetables and cooking up some meat during the week, or on the weekend, and then you can portion it out during the week, and you have those if you're not getting lunch here or don't have time, or whatever the case is. Figure out how to get these things into your life. So when it comes to these foods, broadly speaking, you really want to focus on 3 things. You want to have slow carbohydrates, healthy fats, and lean protein, animal-based or plant-based. When you have these kinds of foods, and I'll talk more specifically about them, but when you have these kinds of foods, they're going to give you a whole host of benefits. And specifically with our breakfast today, one of the biggest things that eating the right kind of breakfast that's comprised of the slow carbohydrates, the healthy fats, and the protein is it can help reduce stress. Why is this significant? Anybody got stress in their life? Yeah. Now let me take a guess. For those students out, raise your hand if you're students again. Please raise your hand. How many of you average 8 hours of sleep a night? Really? Wow, I'm impressed. Okay, well, that's surprising. I think I got it as a college student. I probably had 5 to 6 hours. And unfortunately, if you don't get enough quality sleep, and it depends on your body, but if you don't get enough quality sleep, usually it's a minimum of 7 hours, your sleep hormones don't regulate, and your cortisol levels that you've built up over the day don't get a chance to go down. So then you wake up, if you've been sleep deprived, you wake up already stressed. So that food that you eat, like that nourishing, amazing breakfast that Sharon and her team so generously and thoughtfully prepared for you, can help reduce stress, especially when you start off with that and then you eat the right kinds of food throughout the day. Obviously, having the right kind of energy having, sustained energy, better mental clarity is huge, but then, minimizing headaches. There's a whole host of benefits is where I'm going with this. So I want you to really think about, if I'm struggling to stay awake, if I'm struggling to be able to focus right, or maybe I'm having headaches more than I think is normal, or there's just something's not right, it could be because of what I'm putting in my body. Raise your hand if you agree. Raise your hand if you agree. All right. I just committed you all to a new 24-month nutrition program for only $19.95. You'll be signing up when you leave. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. All right. All jokes aside. All jokes aside, folks, nourishing is different than eating. Eating keeps you alive. Nourishing helps you thrive. It'll help you perform and feel your best. I'm always amazed when professional athletes, professional organizations, Minnesota Timberwolves, the Twins, the Vikings, all these, the Wild, they spend hours and hours and hours and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in research to figure out the optimal nutrition program to help their athletes not only perform, but to recover, to advance in what they're doing. But then like us kind of normal folk, we have a whole different, and I'm not saying we, because I think you think different, but a lot of people don't have that same kind of sense of importance. And I'm not saying you should be doing what the athletes do, but my point is, nourishing is different than eating, and if they're doing that, why can't we be thinking about that? It's kind of important. So let's go back down into the food groups. So with our breakfast today, I talked about the 3 groups, starting with slow carbohydrates. Great examples: vegetables, fruits, whole grains, the quinoa, the sweet potato yams, the broccoli and the cauliflower that were in the strata, the berries that were in the smoothie, and with the cardamom ginger quinoa bowl. Those are slow carbohydrates. Why do we call them that? Because they're fiber dense. There's a lot of fiber. You don't need to take fiber pills. Just eat. Okay, I'm going down on a random tangent. I'll come back to my point. My point is, when you eat slow carbohydrate foods like we had today, it's going to keep your blood sugar stable, because that fiber, everything you eat turns into some form of sugar, and when you have fiber in your system, it'll slowly release sugar into the bloodstream. Keeping that, remember that roller coaster I mentioned? Keeping it kind of boring, which you want. Not this. You want this. So you want those slow carbohydrates. Breakfast was a great example. What we had today, again, epitomized everything that I'm encouraging you to have. So have those. Quinoa was great. It was also a gluten-free grain. I have been on a journey figuring out how I feel as an adult for the last 15 plus years, and in the last 6 years I realized that I had a gluten sensitivity. But it took a lot of pain and suffering and frustration to come to a point to go, oh, you know what, there are things that bother me, and I need to pay attention if I want to feel good. And I'll leave it at that. So, the next one, healthy fats. We had olive oil with the sweet potatoes. We had yogurt in the smoothie. Great examples that could be healthy fat. Now, 1 in 4 Americans right now, according to the studies, have a dairy sensitivity. If you don't, great. Again, listen to your body. Take advantage of all these great nourishing foods that are out there. Healthy fats mean, avocados, olive oils, nuts like almonds, walnuts, pecans. We had almonds on top of the quinoa dish. Seeds, seeds like hemp seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds. Then you get the omega-3s. It can be plant-based or animal-based from cold water fatty fish. Why do people talk about having omega-3s for anti-inflammatory use and for brain development with kids? It's powerful stuff. So get healthy fats into your life. All right? I can go on tangents about how healthy fats have been built, or fat was vilified for a long time, and now things have changed. But the point is you got to have these. And then the last one, the protein. We had protein in the eggs, in the yogurt, in the quinoa. So you can get animal-based or plant-based. Yeah, they're obvious ones. Maybe not so obvious. You might not think beans, legumes, quinoa, that sort of thing. Dairy, if you do dairy. How am I on time? Good? I'm talking pretty fast here. All right. Now we know the foods to focus on. Any questions about that? Any questions? So we know what to eat. We know what's going to help get our day started right. And again, we'll focus on those throughout the day. Well, now what to avoid? This is the elephant in the room, right? What do we avoid? Well, it's kind of simple. There's really 4 things, okay? And I'll just quickly glaze over, and I'll say, a little why and a little where you find it. But we got to start with the added sugar. The World Health Organization says that women and children should have no more than 24 grams of added sugar a day, and men should have no more than 36 grams of added sugar a day. Why is it significant? Well, we now know that sugar is the #1 food that causes inflammation. It's pro-inflammatory. Quick little side note when it comes to this. One of my coworkers, she had breast cancer last year. When she started her treatment, when they started the journey, they put a solution in her body to find where the cancer was at its peak. And they use a sugar solution because the cancer attacks the sugar and eats it up. Is that kind of like profound to anybody? Is that kind of crazy to anybody? Okay? So let's get that out of, let's start avoiding it. I don't say, don't go cold turkey, but think about this. If you're in any kind of pain, who's very active? Any athletes in here right now? And when I say athlete, triathlete, runner, who moves their body on a regular basis? Yeah, who's studying to be a massage practitioner or a physical therapist or any kind of thing where you're helping people be able to move again? Raise your hand. Okay, so this kind of applies to 90% of you. So I'm over 40 now. When I was in my 20s and in school, I'll be honest, like I already said, I didn't sleep much. I ate poorly, and I was okay. And I did went along my business and did my activities. Well, now I'm starting to feel it, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say that. What you do today, you might think, well, I'm bulletproof, because I sure did. But what you do today is going to set you up in the next decade, the next 2 decades, and depending on how physical you are, it could be even sooner than that. So sugar can perpetuate inflammation, like I said. When you're chronically stressed, that will perpetuate inflammation. Who knows Blue Zones? Blue Zones is an international organization. They study longevity across the world. And what they say, based on all the studies of all these blue zones where people live long lives, pain-free, disease-free lives, was they didn't have stress. Because stress it perpetuates inflammation, and this is all associated with our chronic illnesses, those age-related illnesses. My point is, you've got to get stress out of your life, you've got to get inflammation out of your life, because you're going to start to feel the effects sooner than later. Especially with the physical work that you might be venturing into, helping people, all right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. Okay, moving on. I won't get much more preachy than that, I promise. Bad fats. Well, we talked good fats. Now we need to focus on avoiding bad fats. So those are the man-made fats, the trans fats, partially hydrogenated fats. You've heard of this in the media, and restaurants are starting to get this out of their foods, and food companies are now being pressured by consumer advocates, by conscious consumers like you all and me and other people, to say, I don't want this stuff in my food. Okay? So we really want to get this out of there. Slows down your metabolism, clouds your mental clarity. Well, you want energy and you want mental clarity and be able to focus? Avoid these. All right, fast carbs and excess chemicals, preservatives. Fast carbohydrates, opposite of slow carbohydrates. You're going to find those with fast foods, convenience foods, and with excess preservatives and chemicals. And by the way, folks, these all kind of hang around together because they're all friends. So you usually can figure out if one of those you shouldn't be having, odds are they're all in there. So you'll know if you're on the right track. So focus on trying to avoid those. Ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten. If you want to get off that emotional and energetic roller coaster, you can do it when you're ready to do so. When you're ready to do it, you can do it. It's absolutely possible. All right, I have a couple takeaways for you. Number one, unequivocally, whoop, that didn't pop. Well, there you go. I just blew my ending there. But all right, nourishing is different than eating, folks. Eating keeps you alive. Nourishing helps you thrive. So remember that. Number two, your first meal is going to determine how your day goes. How many of you for having breakfast today, and I'm not saying the specific recipes, but the kind of breakfast, was this very different? Raise your hand, please. Be honest. Raise your hand. Raise it up high, please. Yeah, okay. So we've got some work that we can do, right? And I'm not saying that you have to do this, but my point is, you know when you eat nourishing foods what it's going to do for you. And today is going to be a fun day, and you're going to be expending a lot of energy, and you're going to be talking with a lot of people, and you're going to, the focus is off of you. It's about being in service and helping those groups. But you're going to come back to regular life, and you're going to want to figure out, how do I start taking care of me on a regular basis? Okay? And then we need to focus on having the slow carbs, healthy fats, lean protein, animal or plant-based at every meal, snack or meal. And speaking of snacks, when you leave today, there's fruit out there. We found a good snack bar that's high in fiber, low in sugar to give you sustained energy. So always think about, what am I eating? Is it helping me achieve my goals or not? It's that simple. Take it in baby steps. Don't judge yourself. Don't feel like you have to go from Coca-Cola to kale shakes in a day. That sounds gross, by the way. But give yourself the flexibility of saying, hey, I'm where I'm at. I recognize that oftentimes I'm getting in the way of my own ability to feel the best and be able to do what I want to do. And just take it in baby steps. Take it in baby steps. Take it in baby steps. Keep your blood sugar stable for better mental clarity, for consistent energy. And most importantly for today, I just hope you have an awesome day and that you go and make a difference for the people that you're serving, because this is going to be what you're going to do. You're at Northwestern Health Sciences University because you want to help people feel better. You want to help them have a better quality of life. Give yourself that opportunity to have a better quality of life today and when you go out into your career and you're making a difference. Thank you very much, everybody.
Yay. Stay standing. Acupuncture, Chinese medicine. Undergrad and completion programs. All of our chiropractic faculty staff. Stay standing. All the Northwestern staff and faculty, please stand. Everybody stand. Stand up, stretch, and get ready. So, I want to ask you to join me in giving a standing ovation to our staff, our kitchen folks, and everyone who helped organize and put this event together today. For those joining us later for Summer Jam, I'd like you all to recognize Sheena Yetter, who was at the heart of putting that all together. Awesome leadership by Sheena. And now I'd like you to turn to the person next to you. Look them deeply in the eyes. And give that person a standing ovation for what they're about to do for our community. Everybody go out and have a fantastic